Hello, hello. Thank Godot. It's Friday. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to Party Wipe, episode 40. We are making a roguelike deck builder where you draft your own RPG party. How's it going? Let's get to work. We're going to make some cards to start. Then I think we're going to work on those figure icons. Oh, I had an idea. I also want to do, I might do this first. I had an idea about a highlight for the roster tab. I think I kind of want to do. It should be easy. It should be the sort of thing you can do in like a few minutes. Just gotta let Godot warm up a little bit. The song is sick. Alright, I think Godot is ready. What are we doing? Yeah, so there's like this outline when you're clicking over it. Alright, let me change the radio here. Opportunity. So they like, you get this little outline when you hover over them. Ready to Godot? Good, good, Chris. Thank Godot. It's Friday. I need to add that to the cards too. I don't have that in the cards yet. I kind of want them to have that outline. But what I was thinking is what happens when you play card, like I have this weird distinction, which is that like UI highlights are white, but map highlights or like cursor stuff or whatever, or like this, you know, when you play a card, you get like a yellow boundary. All of the stuff in there is yellow. I think it would be cool if we had a yellow highlight here for whichever, if they get highlighted on the board. I think that would be cool. Probably don't need to do that here, but I think it would be cool in this mode. Just as a way of, because I don't want it to be the button color, because that's not really, we don't really support that yet. We could try, but it's really tough. We can't really play cards onto the roster tab. Oh, we can apparently move our cursor faster than the card can catch up. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, we need to make the rest of the... I'm going to start with the weapon cards, and then we'll probably do the armor cards. And then tomorrow, we are going to brainstorm ability cards. That should be fun. Weekend activity. We need at least 5 for each character to start. Hey, Remus, more cards, always. Always more cards. Kind of want to do that highlight thing. How would I do that? That's like a dumb thing, but we're going to do it. All we need to do... need a... Is there room? Yeah, there's plenty of room. You know, there's an easy way to do this. needs to be at the end, but it might as well, I guess. Doesn't really matter which one of these I do. Oh, this is too big. Why is this, Oh, I need to update the size. There we go. No, we're just gonna modulate it, because that's how it's done. I do need the hex color, though. Hey, Sapphire. How's it going? Alright, show me this yellow color. Here we go. FFB 300. Okay. That might look a little weird in exactly one case, but it should be fine. The only case we have to worry about is the case of the 6th level card. That is virtually identical. Yeah, maybe we don't make it yellow. It's actually okay if we don't make it yellow.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
And what we need to do is we need to turn this on at certain times. Somewhere in the character sheet. Maybe the party manager. This kind of sucks. Where do I do this? On roster tab pressed, no. We do this when a card gets dragged. Card dragged. Marks.append. Character name. How are we going to clean this up, though? We'll need a cleanup, but that's fine. We can say party tab low light or something like that. We can just say for party tab. Party tab dot tab highlight. Visibility. We had a great stream yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to duplicate the energy. At least it's Friday. But that's cool. We're just chilling. We're chilling. We're working. Seems like everyone's out doing Friday stuff today. That's good. Okay, so that'll just clean it up for us. We just need to know when to do that. And then here... Can I get a party tab by roster tab by name? Is it visible? Have to go back into work? No worries. I'm sorry. Gonna do inventory. Oh, it's the last of the month, isn't it? That's fun. I've done inventory. You know what my favorite inventory to do is? The New Year's Eve inventory. You said. Definitely not sarcastically. It's not visibility, it's just visible, isn't it? Dot visible. I guess we don't know. And then when would we on card drop? We would do this. Who tracks a card drop? You don't, that's for sure. We have on card drop failed, which is interesting. We may or may not need to use that. Who else would be responsible? Obviously, there's the usual suspects. Do I really want to do something in here, though? I have an on card dropped somewhere, and I just don't know where it is. Is it here? Card dropped. That's it. We can do it in here. It's a party roster. Dot. Party tabs. Low light. Do you not know about the party? Oh, it's called Party Manager. Do you not know about the Party Manager? Nope. Okay. So... let's see. Okay, I see how we have to do this now. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to go in just to do admin stuff, but it also kind of sucks. We're going to say party, slow light. And then I guess we are going to have to do this like this. Pretty much on any of these, we're going to do this. Hope I don't have any returns in here. I guess this could be an internal function if literally no one else is going to call us except us. Whatever. Party tab, roster tab, in party tabs. Oh, what we need to do is if party tabs dot as dot child get child count, I guess maybe get child count 0. Just return. Party tab in, roster tab in. Error calling. Why is this 0? Oh, for party. Oh, I'm just an idiot. That's what I am. Party tabs dot get children. Tab highlight. Just sworn. Oh no, I actually didn't, did I? I did not. I did not add that. Probably should have just called it highlight. Can totally be on at the bottom of this pile here. I need to access these as unique names. Okay, so cleanup is happening. What about actually making this her? Master tab by name dot help. Hope if I invoked the correct. Are we managing this? I really hope we are. Someone is. Yeah, there we go. Still no highlight though. A little sad. Why? Hey, LSG. TGIF, indeed. Thank Godot. Why are you being ridiculous? Oh, what happened to you? There you are. Setting visible to be true. Why are you being like this to me? Things are looking like they're starting to come together. They're starting to come together. They're looking like it. They're looking like it. They're looking like it. The auto deploy helps because everything starts full, which is nice. I think throwing everyone directly into combat is going to be good for this first test. And then I'm going to get card drafting set up after. I said we were going to make cards for the first part of the stream, but I really want this. I really want this stupid highlight. I don't know why it's not doing anything. Alright, card token spent. No, that's the wrong place. Is that where I'm doing it? Should be on card dragged. Card dragged. Marks. Oh, is it not doing the hero card? Yeah. Different branch. Oopsies. Can I make my own variable here like that? Yeah. The auto deploy really felt like a big jump. I know, and it's just you see things now. They were always there. You can just see them now. But yeah, that's how it is. Your game is looking cool. Your game is really given like classic like N64 adventure kind of vibe. I'm enjoying it. I was impressed with like the changing in the environment and like the camera flying around. It was very cool. It's doubly impressive because it's the kind of game that I like feel like I could never make. Like, Lord, if I ever have to move the camera in my game, just take me. Alright, now it should work. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Just a little UI reinforcement to connect the thing on the board with the UI element. It's minor. And then if it's an item that like multiple characters can carry, multiple tabs will be highlighted. Oh, when it goes back to when this happens, we need to do it again. Why? What turns that off? I think I'm accidentally doing it somewhere. Token, is it the token changing thing? Yeah, because token add and token free shouldn't do that. I think I made a mistake. Just token spend or card drop fail. Actually, it should. What we should do on card token added is we should do the low light first. I could also just have the tab highlight be highlight from start. That doesn't really help. Character sheet by name, character sheet open. Also, you never transform the player camera. Every cutscene starts by switching to a different camera and doing all the transforms on that instead. That probably helps. Okay, so that's still causing... It's the free, I think. So we don't want to do that. Still doing it somehow. Oh, you know what? It's this. Get that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, I like that. It's small, but I like it. All right. Small thing achieved. Now cards. Now we're gonna make some cards. I'm actually gonna just leave the game running while we do that. Oh, I might pause it, but I'm just gonna leave it here. So I feel like this is a nice thing for people to come in and see. It'd be nicer if the card deck was here. What's today, the 31st? Yeah, okay. You were talking about it being the end of the month. Let's see. Card making. Building cards. So I made a bunch of atlas textures. The great irony of my life is that I made these texture atlases, and then I ended up just making atlas textures for every single texture spot when I could have just kept the original sprites. I might go back to that. That'd be an annoying refactor, so we're not going to do it now, but I might have to do it. I'm very concerned about the web build. I think I'm going to have to purposefully restrict the amount of content in the project right now for the web build specifically. Because I think I'm going to hit the 1,000 file limit for itch. Let's make some cards. Equip. Weapon. Shall we go in order? Why not? What happened to the thing? Let's see, arrow. Let's be all my arrow cards. Weapon card resource. Arrow. Splintered. Level 1. Weapon card. Very long. Hand proficiency or hand required off. Proficiency required. Arrow. Consumable, not on. Equip slot. Offhand. Has action. It does. Passive effects. No. I had an interesting idea here that passed me did of stat effects, which is just a dictionary of a stat and then an int. I think that's reasonable, unless I get complicated with it. So you can imagine a character having like an aura or something. I'm probably not going to do that. As long as most of the passive stats just affect yourself, that's fine. The active effects can affect like a target or whatever. That's good. But I'm still figuring out what I want to do with that. All right. Arrow. Splintered. Level 1. Card name. Have I been doing names uppercase or lower? I have, and we reverse it, so I say splintered arrow. Front layout. Face card. Back layout. Face card back. Save. And now, if we go over to our registry and look at weapon, we should see arrow, splintered, offhand, requires arrow proficiency, which I think is silly, but I think it's fine. It's nice. It's nice. I wonder if I can record some stuff more basically in here. Like, I removed damage type and stuff because I was like, well, that's part of the action. It's like, I think it's understood that a weapon has a damage type and a damage amount, and think I could probably bake more because I really like this layout for these resources, but the failing point of it, not failing point, but the point where you just start to not get any benefit is when you start to have a bunch of dictionaries and lists. It's way better if it's these individual things in a column. So it's just up to me how many columns I want to have versus what I want to describe in a list. LSG, you found out your dog likes ambient music? Oh my god. Big fan of Brutalist, but not really a fan of Frutiger Arrow. I haven't heard any of these. You don't think he likes the high frequencies? I get it. I've seen many a dog that enjoys music. Some of them really like analog music because they can really feel the vibrations of like the piano or something. I know, or, you know, whatever they can like, but it's all music is, you know, vibration. So I know some like to be played too, but putting on a music track, that seems good. I'm sure I'll do that if I get a dog. I'll be like, oh, I gotta leave for a little while here. Here's your lo-fi to look out the window too. Here's your bird watching dog lo-fi channel. All right, let's make the rest of these. This should be easy. I can just duplicate. Pretty much. For now. I said I was going to leave this thing up instead because it's just better. Windows XP? What do you mean? Are you telling me you just like put... What do you mean? That's a genre of ambient music? Yeah, I don't understand what brutalism means in music either. I was just going to let that slide. Like the Green Hill desktop background. What does that mean in terms of a musical genre? That's hardcore. Well, I mean, Brutalist sounds more hardcore, but raises the noise floor. He doesn't react to every little neighborhood noise. I can see that helping. I can see that helping. So it sounds like they've finally come indoors. Unless this is a different dog. I like their little... They let me know when they've added stuff to different card registries. And I have multiple card registries, which is cool. You know what I should do is I should probably create them all and then change the numbers in the registry. That would probably be a better... I like make one, duplicate it 6 times, then go to the registry, and then increment all their stats. That's probably the way to do it. What I'm doing right now kind of sucks. All right, so that's the arrow. Let's just look through the list of textures. It's probably the easiest way to do this. Arrow, axe. Okay, we'll do the axe next. Get rid of these card data CSVs. That might break some things. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. Meets everything. Very funny. You had to carry him in one night. Now he loves it inside. He's mostly scared of the door. Doors are scary. I'm afraid of the door. Doors are terrifying. They represent so much. So much that is to be feared. All right. You know what? Is this a specific enum value? So I'm gonna have a hard time. Oh, I can just say none. Well, this is main, but when we get to dagger, we'll specify none so that the dagger can be equipped in either hand, which I think is my intention. Proficiency required. X. Equipment slot. Main hand. Oh, this too. These need to be like more than just one thing. Daggers are going to represent a very annoying thing here, and I'm going to have to rethink this. That's okay. Figure it out. Door can represent change, transition, and death. Thanks, Wikipedia. Chrisopedia. Why won't you let me duplicate? There we go. Hey, Rhiannon. Yeah, very nice. Very nice emote. Brutalist ambient. You see it as the sort of music you'd expect to be playing in a building with brutalist architecture. I have literally seen like brutalist ambient YouTube channels that had pretty good music, and I had to stop listening to them because it looked like everything was just being generated with AI. Very sad. I think there was another one that... No, that was definitely AI. But I was interested in it. That's the danger of, you know, trying to listen to this stuff now. I do love that I can just edit all of these at once. This is nice. Yard is nice. Yard is very nice. Oh yeah, abilities are going to need the equip slot to be a list as well. This is going to be an array that like 99% of the time just has one entry, but occasionally has two or more. That's always fun. All right, what's next? Buckler. I'm going to just throw all of these weapons in here, and then we're going to remove the ones that can't be wielded by anyone. That's what I'm going to do. Buckler, I said. Is this a plugin? Some Godot feature you haven't seen yet? No, it's a plugin. Yet another resource database. It's just a nice way to edit a bunch of resources. Or see them in a table. It's got some cool stuff in it. Dreamfiber is the one they use, and they make sure to mention they don't use AI. That's great. Yeah, there was another one I was watching, and they were too prolific, and it made me suspicious. And they were cagey about it, too. Which, you never like to see. We're going to leave it on this screen because this is better for people that come in. People that come in are like, ooh, the colors. I've decided to describe all the level 1 wooden gear as splintered. Like that. Pant, proficiency. Buckler. I decided to have proficiencies not be like grouped yet. Like proficiencies are like individual for characters. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that in the long run. But I think I like it because it lets me restrict weapons a little bit more by flavor. But I'll need a really good tool tipping system to like make it very clear what weapon can go with what character. I think I have it fine for when you're playing. It's like very clear what you can play on who. But I need to make it more explicit during like drafting. So we'll need to consider that when we do the drafting. Hey, Nix. How's it going? Thanks for the hydrate. I see someone else has been dragged into the Tale of Two Wastelands. I started playing the demo for Shroom and Gloom. Holy. That is like so incredible. Like the production values are like outrageous. This game is so good. I had to turn off the whole camera moves while you're in combat thing. I was getting like uncomfortable. It's okay when you're out of combat, but yeah, this shit where like the camera would move is like follow your cursor. Oof. But yeah, other than that, this game is absolutely incredible. Like it's dizzying like how good the production values are. I don't know quite how I feel about the card mechanics, but they're really original. Yeah, I'm playing the demo of this. This game is incredible. Shroom and Gloom. Devolve. What's a Devolver digital game? Team Laserbeam. Who makes that? Who is that? Oh, they have this. They have this kind of aesthetic. Wrestling with Emotions. Teenage Blog. I'm not familiar with these. But I'm familiar with Devolver. Claymore. Two. I like the two-handed requirement. Main hand. I wonder how I should handle that. I might handle that a little differently. We'll see. I don't know if I want to show the sword twice. I don't think so. I'll probably just need like a locked... Probably need to use the locked icon if your offhand is occupied. Although, I don't know. We'll have to see. Firelines fell through the ground. Yeah, it sounds like a Bethesda game. Unless it's the Obsidian one. I played a bit of Avowed. I should honestly go back. It was pretty good, actually. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I didn't play the Outer Worlds. It looked interesting. But that's one of those, again, for some reason, Bethesda games are totally the kinds of games I should like. And for some reason, I, like, bounce off of them. I know we're talking about Obsidian games now, but I mean, like, the action, the 3D action, well, actually, any CRPG, really. Or anything, like, CRPG, ARPG, Western RPGs. I don't like using that term, but it's like it's all RPGs for some reason. I had my day. I mean, I played, you know, Mass Effect and Fallout. Well, no, I played Oblivion, huh? Yeah, I guess I never really was into the... I played the Dragon Age games, at least the first couple. I don't know, maybe it's the time sync. I don't know what it is. Those are games I, like, really want to get into, and then I just don't. I don't manage it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Hey, Nanigans. .3D Fallouts are actually fairly short games. Depends on how much side content you're doing. It's all of it. The answer is all of it. Side content must be done before main content when allowed. Like, I'm the person who has, like, a hyper awareness of, like, the level design and what it's trying to get me to do, and I always try to go the most, like, circuitous route where I exhaust every other path except the obvious main path. I know that's, like, not unusual, and there's a lot of people that do that, but I feel like that's indicative of something. A crook. That's a two-handed weapon. Yeah, I'm still torn about having... Actually, did I write down anything about that? I don't think I did. Equipment? No. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I've had thoughts about having, like D&D style weapon proficiency lists, but it seems easier to do it individually. I know Dagger is up soon, and I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting until the last possible minute. You didn't get far in BG because you got bogged down trying to finish everything. Yeah, I don't know why I bounced off of Baldur's Gate 3. But I did. But I did. I don't know why. I guess I just have to accept this about myself. I don't play RPGs. And I don't know why. My partner likes RPGs. We're playing Sea of Stars co-op, and that's fun. She played it a few years ago. And now they've added a silly co-op version. It's kind of nice to just sit and play a game. Without the stress of trying to play like It Takes Two. She hates platformers. She rightly and correctly hates platforming games. Crossbow. I'll say it. I'll also say it right now. Split Fiction, not as good as It Takes Two. Worst game. The proportions are all wrong. Trying to do realistic human proportions in that kind of game is a huge mistake. It's so much better to do the weird little cutesy like Toy Story kind of thing. Such a superior approach. Mechanically, visually, narratively. We could not get through Split Fiction, but loved It Takes Two. But I know that's like typical. That's like the typical heteronormative experience to have. But I do think it was aesthetically a better game. I can barely see my character on the TV when I try to play Split Fiction. They're so wee. There's a lot of role-playing and RPG stuff going on in the chat. You know, let me catch up a little. Nanigans with the 1,500 plus hours in Baldur's Gate 3. That's wild. Yeah, I think in my first Baldur's Gate 3 run, I think I got down into like the Underdark and I was like, oh god. I remember how much bullshit the Underdark is and didn't want to do it. My problem with BG3 is just the complexity. Like, I actually don't want to have to play an entire RPG party by myself. I like don't want to do it. That's crazy. No, it's not crazy, but I sure as hell don't want to do it. Crossbow. Splintered. Oh, I should spell it correctly. Correct formatting. I'm gonna regret making all of these. Hey X, how's it going? What have you been up to? Party's shaping up? They are. They are. We're working on some cards. We removed all the other cards, but we got an auto deployment thing. So we deploy the whole party at the beginning, and I just need to add some more cards. Right now, I just got the character cards in here, so that's what we're working on. Doing the weapons right now. We're about to run into the problem of the dagger. So the guy making a game where you manage an entire RPG party by yourself. Look, I don't want to do it. That's funny, but also a joke, considering... I mean, I don't want to manage a whole D&D party. The complexity, the way they managed to capture the entire complexity of D&D, pretty much, except for, you know, the theater of the mind stuff. They managed to capture, like, the whole game in an RPG. It's crazy. I've seen the shorts of what people do. Crazy shit people do. Yeah, Nanigans. Honestly, if I try to play Baldur's Gate 3 again, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna try to find some mods that like control the party or whatever. Cause yeah, those big fights. I think I got through my first like big fight, like boss fight thing, and I was just exhausted at the end. I was just like, Lord, to control this whole party, the full spectrum of like D&D at my disposal. I understand the irony of this from someone who's like, you know, I would have liked another crack at being a DM. It's different. It's different. I'm interested in the story stuff. And a lot more than just combat. Combat is tough. Combat is a tough nut to crack. There's some kind of balance there, and I don't know what it is. All right, we've arrived at the dagger, and now my whole paradigm breaks down. So what are we going to do about this dagger? You got a high score in GMTK for once? Hell yes, Hex. What was your GMTK game again? I'll ask you again when the ads are over. So the problem with this mechanism, so I could say hand requirement none. Actually, maybe that just fixes it, huh? Although, no, here's the problem is the equip slot. So equip slot needs to be an array, but hand requirement can be just one value. Okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. But yeah, this needs to become an array, which is a little frustrating. Some things are gonna break. I can get rid of all these parse data functions, which was a clever card loading system, but we don't need it anymore. Although I'm not gonna remove it now because that's gonna cause some crazy shit to stop working. What I am going to do, though, is we're going to turn equip slot to this, and it's going to become an array. And that should be fine. Let's get rid of this. Well, get rid of that. Oh my glob, we're being raided. Raid alert. Hide the code. It's Jotson. It's Jotson and company. Welcome, Jotson. Oh no, a Jotson raid. Oh, and Boolean is here. You saw the code. No. Welcome to Party Wipe, a roguelike deck builder where you draft an RPG party. We're making cards right now. I removed the equipment cards from the starting deck, and now I'm making the rest of them for all of our little characters. So this is a little game where it's a card game. Your cards are both your characters as well as all of your equipment and your abilities and stuff. And so this ranger, the ranger known as Rhiannon here, has like armor, equipment, weapon slots, ability slots. You level up characters by playing duplicate cards and reaching their next XP threshold. So we can level up this ranger to level 2, unlocking their first ability slot. Right now we're in the deployment phase, so we can like freely redeploy. We need to work on this next. Once I'm done with some card creation stuff, we need to work on a preview. What I'm calling a figure token here. But yeah, this is little RPG we've been working on for the last couple of months. Game's looking good. That's what it is. We're all in on the UI. Hey, coming over from Jotson are the nerds. How's it going, nerds? What has Jotson been doing? How's the mailroom coming along? UI maxing. I really am. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, because we, you know, I'm developing in the public sphere. You know, I'm streaming development. I've done the other way where, you know, people are just watching me look at pure code for months at a time, and I'm like, that's not going to be the world we live in. You saw the mailroom and a no caps of it? Oh shit. That's awesome. Yeah, mailroom is looking very good. But yeah, working on different cards. We have this little card plugin. So this is like, if we look at our weapons, these are like our different weapons. There's like, this is pretty neat. I've just started using this plugin. It lets me see all of the icons. So like you saw our like little character sheets. Every character has their own set of these little like icon slots. And they're dependent on the level of the character, because like our level 2 ranger has their first ability slot unlocked. So like we have to represent that somewhere. And I've started using Yard, which is yet another resource database. And it's neat. So like here's a table of all the character cards, and like here's all of their icon slots, or their equip slot icons. And like their stats are here. It's pretty slick tool. If you're dealing with like a shit ton of resources and you have lots of things, and it fails a little bit in terms of if you have like arrays of things, just because it can't visualize that very well. Although it will, if there are arrays of enum values, it will tell you the enum values, which is kind of neat. I feel like I need to switch my enum values to like strings or something. If I can, the tooltip would work better. I could actually use it. I don't know the numbers for my enum values. It's looking good. You like the dithering effect you have going on in it? Oh yeah, in the mailroom, yeah. Right? Yeah, it looks good. Getting that nice low res 3D post processing and everything is so cool. I really enjoy that. All right. So we ran into daggers, which represented an annoying problem for us because daggers can be in one of 2 equipment slots. They could be in your main hand or your offhand. Why can't I set this? Let's just say nil. It's just being like this. What did I do? It's an array of slots. How's Export variable, equip slot, array of slot. Why is this not accessible? This dictionary's fine. I don't know what that is. Yeah, the 3D horror game aesthetic is so cool. Well, I really appreciate the raid. It seems like you had to run. But thank you all. Oh, there you are. No worries. Lurk away. We were just talking about you. Okay, so why is this being like this? It's just an array of slots. Why is it like not editable? I definitely have arrays in my card resources that work. Let's look at a hero. So yeah, these have arrays. What does their stuff look like? Hero card res. Array. Oh, well, I shouldn't need to do that. This looks identical. This might be a just turn the engine off and on again problem. Occasionally happens. Yeah, it's weird. It just says nil array int, and it's totally... I can't unset it. I can't do anything. Very strange. Nothing weird about the declaration, as far as I can tell. What if I say... This is stupid if I have to do this, because we're in the equip card res. No? That's not it. Okay, we're just gonna try turning it off and on again. How's it going, Boolean? How's side project going? I'm barreling towards my first in-person playtest. It's 3 weeks away. Terrifying. All right, now it's editable. The number I do something has occurred in the last few versions of Godot. There are more just have you tried turning it off and on again engine issues that I feel like I didn't used to experience. But maybe I'm just getting more experienced in the engine. Offhand. All right, I just have to literally reset these for everything, so don't worry about it. Can I do this more easily in the registry? Maybe. It's certainly easier to search for these here. And can I copy from like here to here? Yes. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, this plugin is really paying for itself. Everyone's having a good Friday here. Happy Friday. Thank Godot it's Friday. We're just chilling. Putting in the reps here. Putting in the reps, making the cards. All of these have actions. It'd be weird to have a weapon that didn't have an action, but that's an equip card thing, so we're gonna just leave it. There are equipments that don't. Like armor. Well, not all armor. I think it'd be cool to have like be able to activate a helmet, like the helm of disruption or whatever they call it in the D&D movie. Yeah, nerds, you have to agree. Oh, you do Boolean? Yeah, it's a little weird. It's definitely a little less stable. I haven't moved up to 7.7. I probably could. I've got enough plugins that makes me nervous. I'm rarely at this. I rarely get this way about a project. So when this says equip slots, is this going to be both or either? No, it's going to be one. Okay, so even if for a two-handed weapon, we'll put main hand here. That's what we'll do. That'll be fine. It's going to be an either situation. It's not going to be an all. No, this is pretty easy. I wish I could click drag down. That would be neat. I have to individually... Can I paste across multiple? No. That's fine. All right, here's our dagger. This is what made us do this, because the dagger could be in either your main hand or your offhand. Making life hard for us. Chris, happy Friday. It's nice listening to the stream while you work on your game. Chunking's done. Now you can actually move on to adding game content. Hell yes. We love a good bit of chunking in this server, in this stream. I think of the Willem Dafoe meme, and I'm like, you know, I'm something of a chunker myself. This game has really helped me, like this project has really helped me be a lot less precious about my solutions to things. It's really helped get me more comfortable with just like using other people's solutions. I'm usually all like, my needs are unique and I need my own special solution. And it's like, you know, sometimes that is true. But can you make it work? Can you make it work quickly? Getting out of my own head has been good, has been very good. Getting out of the dream game mold of like, oh, I want to implement this feature. Guess I have to spend 3 months like laying the foundation for it first. This is good, and this array also supports our abilities, which is good. Now we can go back to making the rest of the daggers. Get the game playing again. You got to figure out how to do that. It seems like you're getting there. You feel called out, Nanigans? Look, I spent 1.5 years on this stream doing all sorts of nonsense for my FTL like. We made a whole custom entity component system, and then we worked on a block editor and an auto tiler for about 1 year. I feel it. Don't worry. I'm the most called out here. And that's why I'm in a position of privilege where I can also call you out on it. I have a point to make. Dream game is a trap. You're also going to do it one day. You don't care. Do it after you've made $1 million and you have like a 4-year runway. Then you work on the dream game. Even though you probably still should have just continued to make small games. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Any gameplay happening in Party Wipe already? Hex. Just the knife, just directly into the kidney. No, we mostly have UI. Movement works. We're not in the right phase to do movement. What we're doing is we're doing a big rework on the cards that cause actions, is how I'm gonna word it, because actions are like the last mechanical, like, characters need to be able to do things on the board besides just move around. That's really the last big empty chunk of gameplay, and then we need to sort that out, and we need to get a little simple enemy AI that can like make decisions in that framework. But yeah, the whole UI is pretty much done. So that's nice. So I've got that going for me. But yeah, there's more. There's other things to do. No, it's good. Hold me accountable. Chunking equals chunk loading? Yeah, I just mean like making chunks. Like, you know, making a system that requires you to have chunks of data and chunking. That can refer to a number of things. But yeah. LSG, one day you would like to chunk. That's very funny. Nice way to avoid episode 512. Isn't it, Nix? Isn't it? Isn't it? UI looks good. Thank you, Nix. Yeah, that's where all of our attention has gone, but it's starting to pay off. More people are coming by and being like, huh. And that's, you know, that's a good place to start. We're really all in the make a game that's marketable thing. Maybe not as cleverly or smartly as, you know, Butterscotch Shenanigans. I think their game's coming out today. How many dudes drop today? I think it did. Oh no, the MX Ergo S Plus has 5% battery left. What am I gonna do? It's a disaster. Oh, are they launching with a 35% off discount? That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone go that low on their introductory discount. Oh, it released yesterday. They're already up to 500 reviews in one day. Hell yes. 91% positive. That's great. These guys deserve like an enormous win. After slogging through Crashlands 2 and Levelhead. This is like the epitome of like meme game. Just make something that can get like millions of views on YouTube Shorts. So good. You can say it's luck, but it is opportunity meeting preparation or whatever. Good for these guys. I was wondering how quickly this was going to pop off. To be fair, they had 250,000 wish lists, I think. I think they had around 250,000 wish lists. Which is pretty good. Good for them. $15, huh? Okay. That's interesting. It's good to know. I'm very price conscious of what people are asking for. Interesting. This gives me thoughts. This gives me thoughts about what I would do. 35% off. Get it under $10 to start is not a bad idea. Clearly, it's paid off. These guys are really good about running the numbers and like making very educated guesses about stuff like that. Yeah, these guys made this game in about a year. So I am paying attention to it because it's like obviously it's on another level compared to what I'm doing. It's like this is like the dream. But this is a 1-year development, and I think it's a good use case to study. glad it's turned out to be a big success. Hey, Benton, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. What am I doing over here, right? Oh, did I not actually finish this? Oh, damn it. Oh, we're doing this again. None dagger. Offhand. Icon. You listen to their podcast? Yeah, their podcast's still going. It's a good podcast. That's like one of the only podcasts I listen to each week. Makes you nervous about your pricing. The effective price for this game initially is going to be $6.66 because that's very funny. Like if I can lean into the Satanic Panic while also being a good price point. Hey, where Gruyere? First time chat. Appreciate that. You wonder how much that crazy discount launch helped with their wishlist conversions? Yeah, someone should look at those numbers. I mean, they had 500,000. They probably had closer to 300,000 wishlists. Because I think my information is a little old. But still. Chris Z will surely, very surely Chris Z will look into that. And Butterscotch, they're very good about showing you what they're doing. So I would listen to their podcast for the next few weeks. Tonight, I'm going to listen to the episode they dropped like a day before release and see how they felt. It'll be interesting to see what they thought was going to happen. And then it'll be interesting to follow along for the next few weeks. That's what Jotson is doing too. Well, what's Jotson is doing? Hex, what is that? What is that table thing? This is called Yard, called yet another resource database. It's pretty cool. I'm using it to manage my cards. It's really nice. You get all the embedded icons and stuff. It's really great for characters that have like for like cards that are like this kind of shit. Have so many icons and stat tables. I was using a spreadsheet, but it was so much worse than this. I'm so glad I switched to this. Jotson's doing 666? Hell yeah. That makes me feel terrible because Jotson game has such an amazing production value. But that's all right. Something to aim for. Are those separate resources or all a single file? Separate resources. They represent the individual cards. I have like a one resource per card variation kind of model. My game looks sick. Thank you. I appreciate that, Boolean. We are going to need to do like a crazy post-processing pass to get it to look more like He Is Coming, which is the aesthetic inspiration for my game. I'm definitely very explicitly doing like this thing. We're going to need we need to get the rest of the way to here. And that is going to take, we're going to need to do scan lines or something. We'll need to do like, we'll need to do some noise. We'll need to do some chromatic aberration. Need to do a lot of stuff to get the rest of the way there. People expect a certain level, but yeah, I did try to pick an aesthetic style that would look good at a low production level. And I do think we did achieve that, but it definitely is cheaper. Like it's very, well, I want to finish my thought about the $6.66 thing. I had one idea, which is that was just going to be the early access price. And then I would raise it to $9.99 if I release the full version. I'm thinking maybe if I don't do early access and I drop it all at once, I could have the base price be $9.99, and then just launch it with a launch discount of $6.66. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now I'm self-conscious about price point, knowing that the mailroom is at a $6.66 price point. But it's hard. It's hard to know how to feel about price points, especially down at that range, in my opinion. Also, hi, YouTube. There's actually people on the YouTube side again today. Doing something right. I credit Yard, yet another resource database. No. I credit our UI first development style, which is just looks nice in a thumbnail. I don't know. I haven't done batch operations. There is something neat it does, Hex. It has a querying system that's very lightweight and is baked in at edit time. It's very cheap, so you can actually query your resources without loading them. You can load them separately. And all you have to do is like index a particular property. So you say like, I want to index. So at edit time, you just say, I want to index like proficiency required or something. And then in game, and then you make a bunch of these different registries, which is just look in this folder for resources of this type or resources of this class or whatever. So I can be like, give me all of the weapon cards and give me all of the weapons in the weapon card registry that are I don't know, two-handed. And it can be like, oh, okay, let me give you all of the weapon cards that have the two-handed hand requirement property. And all of the property indexing gets baked in. So it's like very cheap like querying system that you also get. So it's cool. It's helping me during edit time. It's going to help me during runtime. It seems good for a very specific use case. It seems good. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. I was tempted to use this for my maps. I don't think I'm going to end up doing that. I have a different idea for how to store the maps, the various map variations. Have you always multi-streamed? Yes, since day one, Boolean, since day one. I think it's helped. It's where I have the archive, which is why I play much worse music than you. Because my music has to be all YouTube safe. Your music is fire. I enjoy hanging in your stream. Oh, YouTube says hi back to you, Boolean. That's great. All right, what's the weapon next? So after dagger is... We're just trying to get some more cards in here so I can do some more testing and then get the action cards going. Tomorrow we're going to do like an ability card brainstorming session, which I'm looking forward to. I'm too tired to do it today, but I think that'll be fun tomorrow. So come on back. We're not done yet, though. We're like we're like at the halfway point for today, I think. We got a while. We're still going. Ship it. All right, I distracted myself. What's the next weapon after dagger? Fiddle. Great. Love it. A mighty weapon. I think after that is the fishing rod. I don't know what to do with the fishing rod, but I think it would be funny if there's creatures in water that you need the fishing rod to, like, hurt them in melee. I think that'd be very funny. Or it could be a super weird utility weapon that lets you pull people towards you. That could be cool, too. That could be fun. All right. Fiddle. Splintered. Level 1. Card. Your VODs have music. That is nice for me. I don't know. Some people... So if you streamed it on YouTube, you'd have to change music. No, I think you could do that. I think if you could do some channel sampling stuff. There's Twitch soundtrack has that like built into it or whatever, if that still exists, where you can play Twitch safe music on Twitch and then the music gets stripped out of the VOD or something. I guess you'd need to do that in OBS if you were multi-streaming. But yeah, if you do that, you could totally do that. Or like you could record it without the music track. I don't know how. I'm ripping the whole thing to both or whatever. I have a very simple setup. I'm a simple man with a simple stream setup that I definitely need to work on. Fiddle, main hand, proficiency required, fiddle. Fiddle, splintered. We're giving all the starting weapons like these really janky names, like a rusted axe or a splintered fiddle or a cracked magic orb or something. All right, is that it for that one? Yep. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. It's a little bit of a tedious process, but it's not that bad. It's nice. So let's mostly just hang out and chat. Thank Godot, it's Friday. Yeah, I don't record my streams at all. They'd be 50 gigs each. Like, in this economy, I just have YouTube is my archival. I'm streaming it to YouTube in 4K, which is pretty cool. And if I ever need footage, I'll just pull it down. I'll pull the full 4K VOD down from YouTube. Because, yeah, 50 gigs for a 3-hour stream is crazy. Yeah, I don't know how anyone could afford that nowadays. I don't know, LSG. Some people have done the no music thing. I think Aramis. I don't know if they always do that, but I know they've done that where they'll play their own Spotify music, and then there might not be any music on stream. I think what Thornity does is that Thornity is listening to different music than the stream is listening to. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I've hitched my wagon to Pretzel radio since the beginning, and so someday, you know, my entire YouTube library might come crashing down because they've fucked up a licensing agreement or something, but you know, not this day. All right, after fiddle should be fishing rod, I think. Yep. Oh, I need to make the folder first. I was supposed to do this last night, and I didn't. Sorry. I fully intended on not having to spend the whole stream doing this. I would like to get to the fig tokens, the little figure tokens that we want to use for the deployment preview that can follow the mouse around. That's my stretch goal for this stream if we can finish this up. Got a bit of a flow going. Should a fishing rod be two-handed? I'm gonna say yes. That would be a fun. I think this could be a fun utility item, where like someone equips the fishing rod to like reel in an enemy, and then because one of your other characters wouldn't be able to reach them, or something like that, or they have like an area of effect that's like too close or something like that. I think that could be. Otherwise, they're only good for like mini games and for like fighting things in the water. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough reason to exist. I do regret this whole Atlas texture thing. I wish I had just gone with the original individual textures from the asset pack. Because I am wasting a lot of space on Atlas textures. What spooked me, though, is that this asset pack is like 1,300 sprites or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that already exceeds the itch.io web build file size limit or file count limit. Just in sprites. I'm like, I might have to figure out an alternative solution to that. Because I feel like I absolutely need to have a web build. I might just restrict the amount of content in the initial like alpha version and just remove a bunch of the assets for that version. The only pain with that is that like that creates like a bit of a branch that is a little more tricky to maintain than just like having it be in line with the eventual demo up until the demo releases. I don't know. I guess we'll have to think of it as maybe a separate thing to do a little more analysis. Boolean, you just started using Atlas textures thanks to LSG. Nice. Yeah, I made a bunch of Atlas sprite atlases because I was like, well, that's better than the individual sprites. But now I'm just making a bunch of Atlas textures so that I can reference the individual sprites, and I'm like, that's gonna be like a weekend activity. Is gonna be swapping all of that out with the individual sprites, just so I don't have to use the Atlas textures, because that's only ever gonna be more. I'll keep the tile Atlas ones, because the tile Atlas is something that's actually good to have that you can refer to, you know, entirely. All right, what's after fishing rod? Could you use inline resources for the atlases instead of saving them to a file? They're used in every single one is used in at least 6 places. So inlining them wouldn't do it. Or it would technically, but it would be wildly inefficient. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's really a problem or not. I don't know if it'll actually be a problem. I'm just concerned. Man, there are so many weapons in this game. We're like not even halfway through. Well, we're maybe about halfway through. That's fine. I'll turn up the pace a little bit. I'll pick up the pace. I went too far. I spelled out the whole resource name instead of the folder name. Time to make some glaives. Everybody loves a good glaive. Your game has 8 browser plays now? Ooh. Just combine the sprites. That's what I did. That's what I did. Also, we're not using sprites. We're talking about references directly to texture 2Ds. They're not for sprites. Because I think a sprite has the ability to just refer to... Well, that would still be a thing if you save the sprite separately. The problem is just... I wanted to avoid the fact that my asset pack came as individual sprites, so I put them all into atlases. But then to reference an individual cell in the atlas, I have to make an atlas texture. So technically, I now have more files than I started with. It's efficient if I don't include all of them. So it actually probably is the solution. And the trick is just going to be to not make all of the theoretically possible texture atlases. I'll just make the ones that I need for the alpha version. Dictionary file is smart. Just have like weapon atlases.tres. How do you plug that in a slot that expects a texture 2D? Look, I'm scrolling up. I'm looking at the highlights. Like Where Gruyere, here's a highlight that I missed where Gruyere suggested dual wielding proficiency for dual wielding fishing rods. See, that's excellent. You crashed the stream by filling up your hard drive while recording Boolean. That is the world I want to avoid. Arnia, you think you bungled your Reddit announcement post since you didn't attach a video to it at first? No, I don't think that's going to be the problem. Because I don't think the vast majority of people that see your post have already seen it, right? Because you fixed it, right? You gotta head out? All right. Thanks for the lurk, Boolean. I hope you have a great weekend as well. Yeah, if anyone has an idea about how you avoid having an atlas texture for every single file, that's great. But I haven't figured it out. Dictionary file. I guess I could look at that. What do you mean, like a dictionary with like entries per file? That also doesn't totally make sense. Or is there something called a dictionary file? I don't know. I am a simple man. I mean, we're already going to be in trouble for the sheer number of resources that we use per card. That's going to be hundreds of items by itself. That will already get us in trouble. I really want a web build, though. I really do, very badly. Are you telling me that what you're actually suggesting is that I try to bypass the itch.io file size limit by doing some kind of packing? That's a good idea. I don't know how to do that in a way that the web player would understand. I don't know if I'm that elite a coder. But that sounds believable. So what would I do? I wouldn't have any of the resources exist. I'd create them all at runtime from like some big registry of things or some single big file that describes them all. That could work for the cards. I don't see how that would work for the... Or I would cut up. I would have the texture atlas. I would have the big sprite atlas, and I would actually cut it up and make the atlas textures at runtime. That could work. Well, that would be hard, because that would break most of my cards. But then I guess I could have the cards just point to something. Do an atlas texture 2D. That could be okay. Use the pickler to pack and unpack. Just unpack the user directory. Oh my god. I could stream the textures from the internet. Okay. I'm going to try to avoid doing that. Not least of which is because it would make the yard program here totally useless. And I find it quite useful. Because we wouldn't be able to directly talk about anything anymore. Everything would be like there will be something here eventually. Just not yet. The grenade. I think I'm going to skip the grenade because I'm very certain no one can wield a grenade. Could a knight wield a hammer? Probably. That seems like a reasonable one to do. here. You thought Godot exporter packed everything into a .pck. itch.io seems to... I don't know. I just have the PCK always embedded, so I don't even ever have a separate PCK. But yes, itch.io seems to be able to scrutinize the content of that. Because there's a reason Mini Delivery does not have a web build. Partly it's that the lighting system doesn't work, but mainly it's that was the first time I used a bunch of assets to make a game, and I absolutely butchered the organization of it and made it impossible. That was a lesson that I at least have never replicated. But yeah, as far as I know, itch enforces that. They enforce both a total file size limit, and they enforce a file count limit. Which is a bummer. Rare, one texture for each weapon type, and better ones just glow harder. No, we aren't swapping anything out. We aren't swapping textures out for card levels. Yeah, we'll do something else. The card color changes, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's not really a problem. It's just stupid web build. I guess largely a browser limitation, not just itch. Yeah, I don't know. It probably is. I don't know anything. I'm not one of you web devs. I just use it. I don't know what makes it work. What's next? Kite shield we already have, thankfully. Longbow. I think I'm overdoing it a little. Hey, Kush Leo Neon. Kush Leo Neon. How's it going? Welcome in. Longbow, I said. Most of you don't know how it works either. You just put the paint on the fence. That's great. Very accurate. Yeah, my partner's learning about front-end web dev. Trying to get more experience doing it. And they're constantly, like, amazed at how awful it is, considering how it was, like, where, like, the vast majority of programmers are employed. And designers. It's like web dev stuff. She's just like, why isn't this better? Like, so many people use it, and so much money goes into it. I think it's funny. Game dev is the same way. Everyone thinks it's so much fancier than it really is. A longbow? No, that's not two-handed. Not really. Not by our weird definition. I think that'll be really nice because that means the ranger, they could stab with their arrow, or they could like equip a dagger in their offhand if they have another arrow ready to like replace it if they need it. I think that's reasonable. I say splintered? I hope I did. Splintered longbow. What are you working on? What's the game about? It is a roguelike deck builder where you draft an RPG party. Right now, there's a bunch of cards. The cards are your party and their equipment. Right now, we're making the weapon cards. Or we're making the rest of the weapon cards, is what I should say. This is like the introductory deployment phase. It's the first turn of the first. You need to start filling in with enemies. But we're working towards getting a minimum gameplay loop up for a playtesting event that's in a few weeks. Very exciting. And by exciting, I mean terrifying. How's it going? Happy Friday. Thank Godot, it's Friday. Wish I had a Steam page up already. Getting all these views. We are starting to work. I say we. Me and the artist that I'm very lucky to be able to utilize for the capsule art. We are starting to look at that. I sent them my little collage of how I think it's gonna look. I'm not gonna share that because I'm embarrassed about it. But I think it's gonna be cool. Once we get that up, start looking at doing more of a Steam page thing. Kite shield, longbow, loot. The dreaded loot is next. Go back to the screen. I'm hoping people aren't going to get annoyed that I use the same descriptive term for every item at a certain level, depending on its material. Like, all the wooden things are called splintered for, like, the starting version, to let you know they're kind of shitty. So even if you get them up to higher levels, they're still ultimately going to be kind of shitty, and there will be better items at other tiers of, like, qualitative tiers. And they'll have different characteristics. You don't have a name for the game yet. Kush Leon, Kush Leon Neon. Is it Leo or Leon? You're a dev too, mostly web. Recently got back into game dev again. Welcome. I'm not a web dev, but we have many web devs here who are back into game dev, or getting into game dev, or always falling in and out of game dev. One of us. Nice to watch streams of people doing something when you're working on yours in a silo. That's what we like to. That's what we like to provide here. A relatively chill environment. We have a Discord. You can just use Kush? Okay, I will just use Kush. You have 3 names in your name, which I was like, If you, like, want to share what you're doing, or ask questions, or learn more about Godot, or just hang out, or follow along with the game dev, obligatory Discord push. But I get it. Everyone has so many Discords. Too many Discords to follow along with, if you ask me. But it is my, like, quote-unquote social media of choice. Closest thing to social media. Oh, we're heading into ads. Hold on to your ads, everybody. Arneo asked a question. Are enemies going to be after weapons? Because that's going to be dangerous close to actual gameplay then. Yes. You never use Discord, don't you? No, no, no. Don't let me pressure you. Some people are. I'm obligated to mention it. Happy to have you just hanging out here. Don't let me scare you away with the call to action. I'd be interested to hear what kind of game stuff you're interested in or what you've been working on. Or you can just chill. You know, you said you're working. You're probably in ads. Oh no, they're starting soon. Well, you will be soon then, maybe. But yeah. Nice to have you here. Don't mind me. You just became the personification of chat for a moment. All the lurkers who are just happy to lurk. And I am happy to have you here. I'll see you after the ad break. You're working on a platformer? Ooh, okay, okay. That is a kind of game. Mace. Did I do the mace already? I feel like I did. No, I did a maul, not a mace. Big difference. Oh, nice. I'll be interested to see your capsule, your 3D capsule LSG. That sounds cool. Oh, you're just... Oh, nice, nice. Oh, where's... You were here last time. Someone posted something in the showcase. Oh, Oak. I wanted to give them feedback on that trailer. It was very good. I guess I should do it in the Discord. My only feedback was it was a really good trailer, but their logo, their studio logo, takes up the first 7 seconds of the video, which is about all the time that most people give you. I was going to suggest moving the logo to the end. I should mention that. Just go straight into the action. And then hit us with the studio logo at the end, not the beginning. If you're putting together a trailer, Kush, keep that in mind, assuming you can hear me. Put your cool logos and stuff at the end of the video, not the beginning. If you put them in at all. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. That's awesome that you're working on it on a low level. You started with a gameplay recording. That's it. That's what you want to do. That's the stuff. Get right into it. LSG, you need a studio logo too? Oh no. I feel like your name is very conducive to like really cool logo ideas. Lost Sleep Games. I feel like there's cool stuff one could do. What did I do that for? That didn't seem necessary. No. All right, We're on the way. We're working our way through here. We got the magic items. Magic orb. I'm gonna say cracked for that one instead of splintered, because I think the orb will probably be like glass or stone or something. I could say chipped, but I kind of want to suggest a certain amount of like a different material than stone. I can only imagine how heavy a giant stone orb would be. These aren't Palantir we're talking about. Magic orb. You need everything other than your map editor, Nanigans. It's a good place to start. You got into development for games and moved away, and now Unity and Blender seem so overwhelming. Well, let me tell you about Godot. It's pretty good. It can also do 3D. It has C#, if you're scared of not using C#. It also works a lot like Blender, but, you know, you said Blender was scary, so that's not a great selling point. Blender scares me too, don't worry about it. I'm terrified of Blender. I try to never to touch it if I can avoid it. Magic staff. So should a magic staff be splintered? Cracked. I think I'm going to say splintered. What happened to my... Oh. Forgot to make the folder. Classic. Magic staff splintered level 1 weapon card. That's it. 2 hands. Magic staff. Scrub Little Sub is pretty good. That's a pretty good name. Especially if there's like an environmental aspect to it. You've been coding in pure JavaScript to make your current one. You know, can you at least borrow knowledge from your regular work? Yeah. Asset, vector drawings are sick. That's OG. That's like OG game stuff. That's like Space War. Tank. I don't know if it was called Tank. But I feel like everyone knows what I mean. or asteroids. Vector graphics are always cool. I picked a certain sprite for the staff that I think maybe should have been for the wand, but we're gonna see. Let's see. We will see. Not terribly spoiled for choice here. God, there's a fork of Godot where you can write everything in JS. What? What? Oh my god. I actually saw like a weird clickbaity headline, which was like, you can write Godot in like some Sumerian or Arcadian or something. Like it was some crazy ancient script. It was like some cuneiform script. They were like, if you want to write Godot in that language, you can now. And it's like, you guys, I hope the foundation didn't spend any resources on this, but you guys. I didn't read the article. I should have. Pretty much at the intersection of everything I'm interested in. All right, we've got a magic orb, a magic staff, and now we need the magic wand. And that's about as magic as we get. Should this... I'm not sure now about the staff, wand, orb setup as far as what hands they should require, but we'll think about that later. I think a staff should be two-handed, but Gandalf also exists, so I don't know. Gandalf is like the one reason I'm allowing my wizard to use a sword. I guess Merlin to a lesser extent. Mostly Gandalf. Magic wand is gonna be a main hand. That's going to be like a ranged option for the wizard. And then I honestly don't know what the orb is going to be for. I think it's mostly going to be for utility stuff. But I'm not sure. I think we'll make that main hand though. Like, you know, the orb has to have like some kind of like ponder. The wizard must be able to ponder their orb, or like, what am I even doing here? You thought using a one-handed sword for wizards was like more of a thing in D&D and stuff? I don't think wizards can use swords in D&D. To me, it's more of a Gandalf thing. I could be wrong, though. I think a wizard that's wielding a sword is probably like multi-classing or something. Or maybe there might be some feats that you can take, or skills or whatever. Like you could be like a battle wizard, or I don't know. I'm sure there's a variation that allows it. But to me, it's mostly about Gandalf and Glamdring, the faux hammer, his famous sword. It's so cool to watch Gandalf like wail on people with his staff and his sword. But you know what? I bet Gandalf would have preferred that he had just taken fly instead of like speccing into like Battle Wizard or whatever, Fly would have been so helpful in Moria. All right, a maul. We've already done the maul. Rapier. Speaking of a rapier, as LSG invokes the red mage. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize we were going to just be making cards the whole stream. But this has been fun. This has been fun. We've been chatting it up. Oh, cool. You're going for that asteroids vibe? That's nice. Fool of a took. Gandalf was always fly. That's true. I take it back. He wouldn't have gotten his like crazy level up if he died and if he hadn't, you know, spoilers, fallen in Moria. Main hand. Right here. Yeah, I'm still not sure about whether I want actual proficiency like classes rather than just purely individual proficiency lists like per class. I'm not 100% on it, but at the moment that's what I'm doing because it allows me to tweak individual character weapon lists a little more. I'm trying to limit the whole, well, let's just take 4 characters that all use the same kind of weapons so that we just share this small pool of like super high level weapons. I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm trying to make it so you can't really just give everyone the same stuff and like be okay. Gandalf not optimizing his DPS like a noob. Yeah, he needed more of those. To be fair, I get it. When I played a wizard, I was like an abjuration wizard because I was all about defense and stuff. But given adequate preparation, a wizard is unstoppable. I think Gandalf's problem is that he never seemed to actually prepare very much. At least in the movies. I know in the book, time works a little differently. The passage of time was handled very differently. But in the movies, the whole thing takes place over like 13 months or something like that? 18 months? I feel like he never planned anything. And that's preparation is what a wizard needs. Out here acting like a sorcerer. Shillelagh. I'm not going to spell this correctly. Shillelagh. That's definitely not the right way to spell it. Shillelagh. Oh, yeah. I messed up. There's no second E. Big trust that I spelled it correctly there. We have a bunch of random weird little like clubs, which I think I like. Like we also have a crook, which is like just a big shillelagh. With enough preparation, anyone can be unstoppable. Yeah, technically. That's a common phrase in D&D though. I don't know how common, but it's like a well understood idea in D&D, which is that like if they can survive, especially the early levels, they become so crazy, and their only weakness is they might not be prepared for the situation, or you know, they run out of spell slots and become useless. But yeah, a wizard that's prepared is truly a terrifying thing to behold. I guess that's why Tolkien just had Gandalf be like high all the time. Just so that the story didn't end immediately. Your mind has become weakened by the halfling's leaf, or whatever Saruman says. All right, almost done with the weapon cards. We'll throw some amount of them in the starting deck. I still don't know what the right number is. I'll have to figure that out. What the right size of a starting deck should be. Well, I mean, the intent is that the player, you know, drafts, but we'll have a starting deck for this initial playthrough because we're gonna skip the drafting phase. We've already done a spear. We've already done a sword. Are we done? Oh, okay, we're done. We're done with that. Now we just need to add them to the deck somehow. I think the deck should have 4 copies of each character card, because that's, I think, going to be the number that you need to get from level 1 to level 2. And I would like for the player to be able to do that without necessarily knowing that they need to select more. So we'll just do this. We'll do this. We'll duplicate this set a couple more times. Can I just, like, copy you? I don't know how. Oh. Yeah, I guess not. It's fine. Knight. Ranger. I'm thinking about adding an unlockable character to the demo, to the initial version, so that you can unlock and replay the game with one different character. I have mixed feelings about that. I want to give people a little taste of that. A little taste of like, oh, now your party's totally different. I don't know if I can do that with one character, though. There's 15 playable characters. I was kind of thinking about having 5 available in the demo, 5 more in early access, and then 5 more in 1.0. But I don't know. The other option is to do 4, 6, and then 5. But I kind of liked having the same number. Okay, so here's the 12 cards, which represents... Oh no, I want 4. I want 4 of each, not 3 of each. So this is going to be one more set. Don't ask me why I'm doing it in exactly this way. It's so that it works with our auto deploy, which looks at the first 4 cards of the deck, which represent the 4 characters. Because you'll have a party of 4, but you're going to pick which 4 out of whatever your available pool of characters is that you'll unlock as you progress through the game. That kind of horizontal unlock. All right, so 16 cards for that, and then let's add like 2 copies of each weapon, I guess. I don't know how many that's going to be. I guess maybe I want more arrows, since there's 2 weapons that can be used like that. No, 2 arrows should be fine. 2 arrows. We'll just do 2 of each. Hey, Grumble, how's it going? It's good, it's good. We're working on our roguelike deck builder here. Populating the starting deck here with a bunch of weapon cards we just made. There will be a randomized button for the starting characters, but that's not going to be relevant until you have like a bunch of them unlocked, right? I need the list. Here we go. Wonder if anyone can actually use an axe. I guess we'll find out. I feel like the ranger should be able to. The knight should probably be able to as well. Buckler. I like this idea of different weapons having like different characteristics, like, oh, you can take this heavy shield, but like it reduces your movement or something. So maybe you take a buckler instead of like a kite shield. I'm also thinking of having it be like some kind of ratio of like some number of heavy items reduces your... It can't be 1-to-1, otherwise you'll just have 0 movement. But it could be something of like for every 2 or 3. Maybe it's like for every 2 heavy items you lose a movement, but maybe certain classes are like strong. And so they have like more. I don't know. We'll have to decide. We'll have to decide how we're going to do that. That could be like a class feature. Or maybe not a class feature, but like an archetype or something. I don't know. We'll see. Something like that. To just give some... Because there's a lot of items per character. Crook. I am not a crook. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to have an unlockable character in the demo. I mean, I want you to be able to unlock a kind of character so that you can see it. So I guess I just should. Because it'd be kind of cruel to let you, like, unlock a character at the end of your playthrough the demo and then not be able to use them and be like, this character is only available in the full game. I feel like that's rude. I think I have to pick one character that's, like, kind of a gateway into like the main part of the game or like the next part of the game or something. I think I have an idea. I think it would be the priest, which would be interesting because you don't really have a healer in the starting party. You have a bard who's like an off healer, but their utility spells are not as much about healing as they are about like buffing and stuff. So it'll be interesting. We'll have to see. I don't know about including the fishing rod in the starting items, but let's do it. Also, can I just directly run these over here? Yeah, that's easier. Sometimes the quick load is like useful, and sometimes it's like feels slow. But man, the Godot UI is just so good. This feels like too much equipment. I feel like I'm gonna have to narrow it down. I should pick like a few weapons for each class. I'm gonna put them all in here, and then we're gonna narrow it down later. I just want to see them. I just want to see them interact. It would be good for testing. Oop. How's everyone doing? Hey, RTN CDR. How's it going? Yeah. I think the way it's gonna work is like you'll need, like, let's say like you defeat some kind of mid-boss or something. Or let's say maybe like an NPC has given you a quest to like defeat someone. Either the mid-boss themselves is an unlockable character, or the quest giver is like the unlockable character. And so after this, like whatever branch of the adventure or story where you like resolve that, now maybe you stop there and like the game doesn't really let you progress to that point, or it bypasses it, or like that's just the initial ending of the game or something. But if you come back through with this new character now in your party, they're able to like get to the next area or something, or it's like, or they send you in a direction that you didn't have access to before or something. Some way of adding some vertical gating as well as horizontal variety. Just because I want people to have a full playthrough with the demo, but I don't want someone to be able to exhaustively experience all the content, right? So I'm like coming up with ways to work around that. And I think character unlocks is like a good approach. That's what I think. Change my mind. All right. This is really bad, the fact that we've added just 2 of each weapon, and we're already up to like, we're probably going to be at like 60 cards by the time we're done. That's concerning. So, I mean, that lets us know that we have a lot of variety, which is good. But it does also let us know that we need to constrain this variety. I'll pick some, I'll be a little more careful about picking. It does mean that our drafts should be interesting. There should be a wide enough variety of weapons in the drafting. Even with just base items, let alone like interesting items that you'll get later. And we'll see. We'll see how the rarity system works in the drafting. It would be kind of cool to do it like a pack. Like an MTG, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. But it would be cool that you have a chance at some higher level items. I just don't want to skew your starting experience too much. Why do we have an odd number? Oh, no, we don't. We don't have an odd number. So I skipped the grenade, but the grenade would represent the last couple. Because I know nobody can wield a grenade. I don't think. Actually, let me check. Can the ranger wield a grenade? I might have let the ranger wield a grenade. Oh, I did. Okay, let me add the grenade. I consider the ranger like a kind of squishy but incredibly capable character. That's kind of how I'm playing the ranger. What's a better word for like the initial version? I'm gonna use crude, but I also am tempted to do like unstable. But that kind of implies that your grenade might explode, which I don't actually want to do. I think crude is better. Unstable is funny. And crude is fine. I could have said rudimentary, but that seems like... I could say rudimentary. It's too long, actually, is what it is. What hand does the grenade need to be in? I guess it could be either, huh? We'll do either. Gotta have at least one other weapon that can be in both hands besides the dagger. This might be consumable. I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe not. We'll have to think about it. It's really a weapon for the Plague Doctor and maybe the Artificer more than it is for anyone else, but I said the Ranger could use it, so the Ranger could use it. Might change my mind later, but for now, it's good enough. It'd be cool to have an AoE weapon, actually, so that's fine. I'm happy to have it. Probably just won't have any high-level ones until the Plague Doctor or the Artificer is available. That's the other thing. I don't want you to unlock too much equipment when you unlock a character, but I do want some, maybe, that like maybe some high-level stuff that you can get access to. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how much I want to do the whole equipment unlock thing. All right, go up here, find the grenade. Nyx, like defeating the Warlock Loch Ness monster. It's funny. Should make them available next game. Yeah. That's kind of like it. Or like, someone could be like, makeshift is good. Makeshift is good. I might do makeshift. That sounds better than crude. The other one would be like, there's a word for this in D&D, but it's like improvised. It could be improvised. But I like makeshift because makeshift suggests a certain amount of quality and or lack of quality. I like that. Thanks for the hydrate and the stretch, Nyx. Hey, Darnash, how's it going? It's good. How are you? Happy Friday. We're having a good time. Get this running. Actually, I need to wait a second. Finish this. Wish you told me the name before I'd made them all. You probably did. Yeah, makeshift is nice. I don't know if I actually have to save these. I saw some reacts on the YouTube side. I appreciate that. I know you're a quieter crowd, but I know you're here, and I appreciate you. I hope you are having a happy Friday. If it needs to be productive, I hope it's productive. If it needs to be relaxing, I hope it's relaxing. What am I calling this? Grenade makeshift. Oh, here it's string name is crude still. That is unfortunate. Can I change that? Ooh, I'm gonna have to go through and make sure that those gets up to. Oh no, I can't change that. Okay, good. Okay, good. This is gonna be kind of annoying to do though. I'm actually going to just delete all of these. And just make one. Duplicate them back up. Grenade. Makeshift. Level. This should be level 1. Why is this level 2? Oh, it is for some reason. You think improvised is better than makeshift? Yeah, that's a very long word. I feel like it is less judgmental in terms of qualitatively. But, you know, everyone has their opinion. I don't need to answer to you. All right, take it easy, Nix. Have a good sleep. I'll give you that stretch. What are we looking at? Are these different levels of the same item? Yeah, these are all my cards. I've started using the Yard plugin, the Yet Another Resource Database plugin. It's really nice. It's exactly what I need to manage these cards. It makes edit time better, and it provides me some really nice querying functionality at runtime. Both of which are very appreciated. Way nicer than the spreadsheet nonsense I was doing. All right, let's get these into the starting deck somewhere. Somewhere vaguely alphabetical. Like here. Can I insert? I cannot. That's fine. Who cares? Put the grenade here.
Oh yes, the sleeping pills.
All right, 64 cards in the starting deck. That only includes weapons and character cards. That's a little much. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, we got a deck. Yeah, this is... See, remember when I was like, I don't think this card preview thing is going to work in the long run. I think I need to come up with my own, like, UI scene that I can bring up. Because I can't just use their built-in hand shapes. It doesn't seem to work right. Unless I make a custom hand shape, I can figure out how it works. I think I'm going to need my own little solution for you to be able to manage such large decks. But we should be able to equip some of these. Oh no, splintered fishing rod is too long a word. Why is fishing rod getting... I might need to add just a little less. I need to add a little more spacing. Like car layout. Yeah, I can just make this a little bigger. We'll see. We'll see if that ends up being a problem. Nah. Okay, so magic wand doesn't want to go either. What am I going to do about that? I'm going to have to rethink some of that. Well, that's good to know. But can we equip some of these things? Yes. Crash. Equip slot. Equip card res dot slot. Oh, this doesn't know how to handle a dictionary. Okay. Gotta rewrite this real quick to handle the dictionary. Looks satisfying? Yeah, it is. It's cool. Next, go to bed. Just subjecting us to pirate humor. All right, let's see. If select slot is not equal to equip slot. I don't totally understand how this one's gonna work. If card name is not, or card name here, what we'll say is if equip slots has selected character dot or selected slot, I guess is what I said. Res dot equip slot. So if not this or that, sure. Slot frame, equip frames by slot, equip slot. Fuck. I didn't think about this. Because some items can be equipped in multiple slots, and I was cheating by relying on the fact that at the moment they only took one. That's a thing I'm gonna have to think about. I've got another think coming, as they say. Okay. What am I gonna do about this? So slot frame. So normally what I do, so we need to know what slot we are. So this needs to be like card slot, or like we need to say like equip slot. We need to declare which equip slot is going to be used. Is what we have to do. So we can't grab it like that. We have to pick one and pass it in. That fixes most of this logic, though. So I'm going to save this, the rest of the stuff that I did. This is how we're going to handle it. So that function doesn't care, but whoever calls this cares. Let's just wait till we get an error so we know where that is. Yeah, there we go. Mostly in the party manager. So if it's an armor card... So how are we going to know? I guess we need to do some kind of... We need to do one of a number of things. We need to either pick for the player, which we can do sometimes. So like if you let's say you're like a rogue and you're equipping a dagger. If you've already got a weapon in your main hand, but your offhand is empty, then probably what should happen is we just automatically equip it in the offhand. But that might not be what the player intended. So what we actually need to do is we actually need to know... I regret this. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to actually need to know which slot the character... Oh, shit. I'm already unhappy. We could get around this. But no, we actually can't. Especially because of the ability slots, which can have up to 5 characters. Or which can have, characters can have up to 5 ability slots. And the abilities you can just slot in wherever of those 5. So the player really needs a way to figure that out. And the problem is we can't do that easily because when you're dragging a card out, you're not actually dragging it over a specific slot. You're dragging it over the character. So the best thing to do would actually not to be allow to like prescribe what weapons go in what slots. So like a dagger could only be an offhand weapon. Or we need some kind of convoluted UI thing. One of those are our choices, and I'm not sure which one, so I might actually have a think on that. Like I said, I've got another think coming. Because I could do the weapon thing I described, which feels bad and unintuitive. But that doesn't help with abilities. So it turns out there actually needs to be, if there's ambiguity about what slot you're going to be equipping it in, there needs to be a secondary window that like opens up or some kind of UI thing where you can pick which one. That's going to be fun to make. We're probably going to have to make that tomorrow because we can't really proceed until we figure out what we're going to do about that. Okay. That's fine, because we need that to work to be able to do abilities anyway. And we were going to brainstorm abilities tomorrow, so that's fine. That'll be fun. We'll do that, and we'll fix this multi-slot equipment item problem. Are things just automatically going to their slots now? Yeah, because currently each thing only has one slot that it could go to. So we just automatically pop it in there. But there's a few items that have options. Thanks, Fender. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is much less talkative than Twitch. But they're there. They were there yesterday, too. I think YouTube has just decided to show my stream to people the last couple of days, which is appreciated. Thanks, algorithm. Algorithm. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone hanging out today. We need to find someone to raid on Twitch. We got to carry it forward. Anytime we get raided, we try to pay it forward. Adagon's still playing GMTK games. That's fun. Big boy. V 1.1 comes out today. Ooh, they released 1.1 version of their game today. Let me see. That might be where we go. I want to see. Are you playing Dwarf Fortress? No, you're looking at graphs. Yeah, I think we'll go check out the big boy. Congratulate them on the release of 1.1. They're good. They're a great Godot streamer. Nix, CA2 Soft is always online. Let's set that up. I'm sorry you can't come with us on the YouTube side, but I appreciate everyone who has hung out here today. We will be back tomorrow for our wonderful Saturday stream. I love streaming on Saturday. I usually have more energy. So we're going to use it. We're going to use that extra energy brainstorming. Magoo is... Yeah, right. You're not even Magoo. What are you doing? You guys are funny. But yeah. If you're in Twitch and you're coming through with the raid with me, ship them if you got them. Thanks for the stream, Chow. Thank you. Returned sender or something. I don't know how to read your name, but thank you for hanging out. I feel like you've told me before and I forgot. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Nix, you'll never know whether I actually went through with the hydrate. There's no way to know. I might never drink water again. Just kidding. Bye.
Maximum warp.